Welcome back to another episode of Ideas to Human Better. I am your host, Eva Payne, and today I am so excited to share with you women from the last retreat that I just hosted in June. These women were phenomenal. I mean, every woman that I've worked with so far at these retreats are phenomenal. This particular group had an energy together that was just like, thank you, universe. Sometimes the universe is like extra magical and brings together just the right group of people. So I have 3 out of the 4 of them who wanted to come on. They were willing to come on and share their testimonial, kind of talk a little bit about who they are, why they decided that this was the right time for them to come to this retreat, what they got out of the retreat, and why it might be a benefit to you or who it might benefit. So with that, let me welcome in the ladies. We have Linda and April and Miss Shayla. So hi, ladies.
Hi, Eva.
I am so excited to see all of you. It's been a week since we've been together, so it's still very fresh
Too
for all
long
of you.
already.
I love it. And, just for our audience, none of you knew each other before coming. And I just can't wait for them to just like see the love and the camaraderie that is between the 3 of you and just this energy. So thank you so much for being willing to be on camera, share your stories and your experiences with whoever might find this. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thank you for having us. Goodness gracious. Super
Yay.
excited.
Okay, April, I'm going to start with you because I hear you and I love you. And so let's just go around. So we'll start with April. We'll go up to Linda. We'll come down to Shayla and just tell the people a little bit about you and what made you choose the Flow Life Retreat.
Sure. So my name is April. I live in the Los Angeles area of California. I came across Eva on Instagram. I had been on a huge search to find just some medicine for the soul. Talked to quite a few people, explored a few options as far as retreats and far, far away lands, and Eva popped up. And of course, as you know, because you're here, you've probably come across her information as well in her page, advertising it for one, but her words, you could feel just how amazing and beautiful she is. So I was drawn in completely, but of course, wall up, hesitant, everything to me is, I'm a big skeptic on everything. So, but I reached out to her. She responded immediately. And I avoided her for a quick minute. But I did reply and we arranged for a consult, and wow, she was just, I'm talking like you're not here, but
Okay.
You were just so present. You were so present. You didn't know me, but you were so present and in the moment with me. And I think I cried. I think I poured my heart and soul out and
did.
in her first call. But really, I am a mother who lost her child. So for any mom who's lost a child, son or daughter, whatever it may be, you would know what I'm talking about when you would try anything and everything just to try to be closer, to try to feel better, to fill the hole inside. And so with that being said, I took the leap and, I followed my heart. I followed what felt right, what aligned with me, and I signed up. And it happened really fast, super fast. I think within a matter of 2 weeks, I had booked my flight, figured it all out. We had some great people who offered transportation. Eva provided transportation. Again, I keep talking like you're not here, but I'm like, anyway. But my journey really was based on the fact that I've just been looking for answers. And I put my faith and trust into the universe, into Eva. And I was nervous walking into a home where I don't know these people, these women. I don't know what to expect. But man. Like I am just overflowing with joy, love. I feel so much inside of my soul. We entered this journey together, and I know that we will forever be lifelong friends. Like, and when you're looking for friendships, it's really, really hard, right? Because not everybody's who they say they are. Not everybody's who they claim to be. But being with these women over these, over those past few days, yeah, friendships forever, our souls connected, just completely bonded. I couldn't be happier. I came home seeing life through a different set of lenses all over again. I thought I saw it all, but no, there's so much more to come. I can't wait to go into another journey. And I'm so blessed and honored to be here and know you ladies. And there's so much gratitude, so much love, so much gratitude. I want to cry because it's just like so much beauty. There was so much beauty in the medicine. There was so much beauty in the ladies and Eva. Like, God, I could go on and on. So if you want to do another podcast,
my face hurts from smiling already. I'm so
yeah. So anyone who's suffering with deep grief, who has struggled to actually mourn the loss, because it's been 6 years. And I remember saying, I know what this is. And I knew it was my moment to release. And, it's just beautiful medicine. And I can't wait for it all to keep pouring in. So I totally encourage y'all to come.
Thanks, April. And I'm so glad that
thank
you
you.
are like so close, that we are close together.
Yes.
That we get to continue. Well, until you move to Oregon, which I guess
Right.
might be in your future, but
Yeah.
So thank you so much for sharing all of that. All right, Linda,
you.
you're up.
Well, my name is Linda, and I just turned 58 a couple of days ago, and I have been searching for a while for a solution to some trauma. I lost 2 brothers in 2020, so I too had some unresolved grief. And I also have MS, which causes a bit of uncertainty and fear. So between fear and grief and choosing the wrong men a number of times, I was searching for an answer, something to help me figure out the way to go forward without repeating the past. I was frightened, scared to death, to be honest, and being able to speak with Eva beforehand. And also we were able to meet the ladies via Zoom beforehand. And that helped ease a lot of my apprehension. Getting there and meeting everyone just instantly, there was this crazy bond. Like I knew I could trust them. You could almost feel their hearts. And I still feel it to this day. Just the modalities that Eva provides, her personality. Eva, pretend like you're not listening. She is pure love. And you can see her the minute you see her, and you just see her and you get a big hug and you just feel like you're at home. And I think that's one of the things that I had been searching for so long, was to feel at home again. Love. Hadn't felt that in a while. Now I'm going to cry. The other women also were so vulnerable and willing to share their lives and their experiences. And our experience with the medicine was amazing. It really afterwards makes you really go deep and think about the things that you need to change. And I feel 500 pounds lighter since I've gotten home. I've forgiven everyone and everything. And I have so much hope for my future. And that's something that I think is available to all of us if we just open up and allow ourselves to be brave.
I love that so much. And I love like just how dolled up you are. Cause I want the women who are watching this, or men or whoever, we do not look like this. Like we're just, you wake up and you're at home. Right. So we're like in our scrubs or whatever and hairs in a ponytail, and we're just hanging out, and it's just about really being authentic and comfortable. And so it's just so nice, like, to get dressed up, to see you, and not only just your glow. I mean, all of you, just the glow is what like really I go, oh my gosh, this stuff is freaking amazing. Like these retreats are amazing because I get to talk to you when those first calls, and I can feel your pain and hear your sadness, and I just know it's going to be so different on the other side, and it gets me so excited for you. And I say that to some of the women that I talk to. I'm like, I know this doesn't sound great, but like, I'm so excited where you are right now in your life, because I know it's going to be so different after this experience. And like, you guys are a testament to that. So thank you so much, Linda, and for trusting me with your soul, and for your experience, and just for opening up to the other women, and really pouring your heart out. I love you, and I appreciate you, and I see you.
Ditto.
All right, Miss Shayla.
Hey,
Hello. Tell us about yourself.
I'm Shayla. I'm from Oklahoma. I went because I kind of hit a plateau in my life. I like searching, and I like finding different things that people don't necessarily believe in or think or whatever, but I had hit a plateau and I just couldn't search anymore. And it was time to kill my ego. And that's what I intended to do. And that's what I did. It was scary. Like, I told April the next day, I was like, I feel like we went to war together. Like, or I, and that's what I started to do. So, I had a lot of fear, just even making the simplest decisions. And, I was thinking about everything too much, right? So that's the problem with searching. So when you're searching, you think about everything too much. And for me, the journey just blew that all out the water. So now I'm just leaping every day. Like, I just leap. And that's what I needed. That was what I personally needed. So, yeah, it was great. It was a wild ride. That's for sure. So.
Shayla, you know what I love about you is that you were the one who kind of came in, it was like a little bit more guarded, than the other gals. Like, okay, who are you people? And this is my circle. This is my dance space.
Yeah.
Your dance space. I'm like,
Totally.
let's just, like, you weren't like closed off, but you were just like,
this is my
even like the burning ceremony on the first night, right? Like, everyone was like sharing all this stuff, and you are like, here are my 5 things. Blah 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 blah. That's all you get. And then,
wait, was it 5 or I thought it was 1? It was 1.
Oh, okay. Like, too much credit.
But it was the one thing. That's it. It was beautiful. It was one thing. Yep. We read a book. She said one thing. Yep. That was all of it, right? That one thing.
Yeah, but it was fear-based. And like, when I fell down my spiral into my subconscious, I mean, it was really scary, but that's exactly what I needed. Like, and I really believe that there are no bad trips. Like, dude, I got exactly what I needed. And it was perfect. It was amazing.
I feel the same way about mine. And it was completely different than yours. And everybody's probably will be. But I think I said it when we were getting ready to leave. Sometimes you don't get what you want, but you truly get what. And I did. I feel like everybody and everything that has happened in the past is now in the past. I don't have to ruminate over it any longer, and I can move forward.
It was yummy. All of it.
Right.
Yes. I did not lose any weight on the retreat at all. The food was just out of this world amazing. Just everything that you thought of. I mean, I don't know if you missed anything, Eva, in planning. And I mean, even your beautiful goodie bag, like, just, you didn't miss a thing. And to be waited on like hand and foot, that was a big deal, because none of us could let go of that, right? We could not allow that to happen, and you forced us to it. It was great, because man, it felt 5-star. It really did. The accommodations, you chose the perfect place. I'm so glad we were where we were. I'm so glad. Like, I am so glad. You have no idea. I'm talking water access where we were, but everything, the food, oh gosh.
I love it. Really, it's so much of it. It's just listening to your intuition, whatever it is that you want to create in this world, or however you want to show up. When you really put your heart and soul into it, and it's not about you, it's not about your ego. Like, it's really about how can I serve these women? Who do I know? Okay, my sister loves to cook. So
Yeah.
let's see if she wants to be involved in it, like, and having the women from the first retreat want to come back and be a part and kind of help co-facilitate all of it. Like, that's such a beautiful full circle thing to be able to say, yeah, come be a part of this, and just to grow this community of women. I mean, it just really shows that I think we grow up and in our youth, and there's something that happens in school, like this competition with women, or, like, can you trust people, or the gossip, or I don't know how it was for you all, but
Same here.
I had a very kind of close knit group of a few friends. And then outside of that, it was just like, I don't know. I had a psychic tell me like 5 years ago that I was going to do stuff with women. And I just thought, what are you talking about? Like, I barely have any even women friends, And now I look at like my life, and so full of these amazing women. And there's not a woman that I couldn't talk to or get along with or want to serve or want to help in some way. Like, what can I do? What can I offer? So I think when you really pour your heart and you just see people for who they are, right? I mean, that's what you guys did. You saw each other.
We saw each other.
Beings.
Unexpected, beautiful things about the retreat is that, especially after a pandemic, it's not easy to make friends, and it's not easy to open up to people about what you're going through. And I came home and realized that I've met the best friends I've ever had.
Yes.
It's amazing. And it still is. I mean, I just little text messages, and I'm like, oh, I just want to hug her.
I love that our thread has been nonstop.
No.
Nonstop. Like, I love it. There's so much, God, there's so much beauty in it all. There's so much. And
there is. And your guys' text thread is probably the busiest one out of all of them.
So much
but I just love it. Like, why can't they all be like that? They could,
they
but
could,
you guys
absolutely. I mean, like you kept saying during my journey, surrender. I surrendered a bit much, but just surrendering, from the beginning. Like, I remember being picked up, and I remember meeting the ladies, and I remember I was in the front seat, and I was actually quite tired, but I listened to them, and I really allowed my heart to open up space for them, even though I didn't know them. I listened to Linda speak, Shayla, and our other little missing link right now. I just listened, and I was like, hey, they're not that different from me. They're really not. They're women who are struggling at our age. I mean, well, some of our little girls, not little girls, but our little peas in a pod are younger than us. Beautiful. But being an older woman and having gone through so much and losing my son, I was really afraid that I wasn't going to be open. And I really just completely surrendered. And I did all of the work that, we all did. The work that you suggested we do prior to, from watching what we eat and what we consume. And I think all of those things that we did in preparation really allowed for us to move into a safe space with each other very quickly. I think the walls, the tiny little walls that we had, that we built up and we were peeking over, were so desperately waiting to just come down and for us to be able to exhale. Like, I was so glad to be able to exhale and just show up for myself and show up for the ladies. Like, there's just so much goodness in it. There's just so much. What a gift. What a gift.
So, I loved April during the identity and ego that Zia presented. She was talking, and I mean, everyone was sharing, and you were so quiet. And the thing is, like, even on the group Zoom calls before, like, you were more outgoing and really talkative. And I thought, okay, what's going to go on? Like, how's she going to be here now that we're in person and together? And you just kind of waited. Like, you were so diligent about taking notes or writing stuff. And finally, when you were like, okay, I'm ready. I've got like, let's talk about this. And you just went like right, and I'm like, there she is.
0 to 100 real quick. That's it.
There she is. But it was perfect. I mean,
But
it was
it's the
just
comfort
like
level that
you
was
did that
created
opening
from
up.
the environment, the atmosphere, you know, just, oh my gosh. Like, could it have been any better? I don't think so.
No, it was
I
beautiful.
really don't. I don't. And I cannot wait, because I know there's so much more. I cannot wait to do it again. I cannot wait to do it again. I cannot wait to be in the presence of you ladies for hopefully a reunion one day. Like, I just can't wait.
I love it. And it's
Imagine
so
if we could
interesting
sit
because
for
all
each
of your
other again.
journeys, you know, like actually on your journeys, you look so different on your journeys. You know, like Linda, within 15 minutes of being with the medicine, you were just sitting in bed and crying and really just letting it out. And Shayla, you were just, I thought, does she need more? Like, is she all right? Because you just were so peaceful and calm and just there while you talk about, you know, feeling like Alice in Wonderland and kind of going to the depths, like really wanting to do that shadow work and go to those like deepest, darkest parts. But you did it in like the most graceful way that I just thought there's no way she's getting anything out of this. And April, you vocal crying,
Oh my
you
God.
know, just I couldn't tell him like, is this a good thing or a bad thing? But it's a thing. Like you're getting something out of it. You are definitely on your journey having that experience. So I'd love to ask each of you. So we could talk about the other modalities. So here's the two questions I want to find out. One thing about your journey that is going to be like your takeaway. So what's one thing from the journey itself that maybe surprised you, or that you're like, I'm so glad that I experienced that thing? And then my next question is, outside of the journey piece of it, amongst all the other healing modalities, what's something that maybe surprised you or that you really thought was special? So anyone want to go first? Anyone want to jump in?
Linda
Or I can
always goes first. We rely on Linda first.
Okay,
Like,
Linda, we'll start
I'm
with
gonna follow
you.
you.
We'll go Linda, Shayla, April. Okay, so then we'll know
Perfect.
your order. All right, Linda. So something about your journey that surprised you, and then one of the other healing modalities that surprised you that you're excited about, or lesson learned or takeaway.
The biggest thing that surprised me is how much I love these women. I had no idea. I knew that we were all different ages, different areas of the country that we were from, completely different backgrounds. And I feel like they're my sisters. We just got along so well. And I could talk to them about anything and not feel like I needed to hide anything. I was completely open with them as they were with me. So that was probably my biggest surprise. And the fact that I can't wait to see them all again. I just love them so much, including you, Eva. And the other part of the surprise is the people that you brought in to do the sound bath, for the yoga, for being sitters. Everybody is so loving. There's just, it was just a house of love is the only way that I can explain it. It really was. So that was my biggest surprise. My takeaway is to continue on this journey. I didn't realize that the integration portion is probably even bigger than the experience itself. So really looking forward to continuing and integrating what I learned in my everyday life. So that's what I have.
I love that. That's beautiful. Thank you for sharing.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Shayla, what about you?
The thing I was surprised most about my journey was after spiraling for a while, I lived like so many different lifetimes and they were all familiar to me. And that really shocked me actually, because I knew every single one and I can't remember them like right now, but I still remember feeling how familiar they were. And then some other stuff that happened in my journey, basically it made me feel like that what everybody is searching for, like that magic, it's real and we just have to go find it. I started dreaming again. I hadn't dreamed in 3 years and I've dreamed every night or dreamt every night. Magic's real and I fully believe that. And it's kind of, I don't know if that scares me or excites me. I mean, both, really, honestly. And then my favorite healing modality that you brought in was probably hummingbird, the sound bath. Sound is super important to me. binaural beats, all that stuff is super, I think it's super vital for us to open our mind more. Whether it's with plant medicine or meditation or whatever, it's just very, very important. And to me, that's when my shell broke. That's when I broke. And that's when I was like, okay, I'm gonna let myself open a little bit, because it was just something that I'm so familiar with and comfortable with, and it just made me feel at home. And that's when I finally relaxed and was able to do the things that I needed to do there. So the sound was important.
Yeah, it was beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, you know, she, what I love about her is while she's been working with this modality, she's really stepped into making it a thing for her, like really saying, this is who I want to be and this is what I want to bring into the world and how I want to serve. And you can feel it in how she plays, in just the intuitive way that she plays each of the instruments or each of the bowls or whatever it is, you know, all the different stuff and the way she moves through the space. And so it is, I think it's a very important piece to setting up a journey. I used to have it on the integration day, and she just happened to be able to come before the journeys for the March and April retreats. So I said, yeah, just come before. And it was just like this aha moment, like this needs to happen prior to going into the journey. So she comes in at noon, you guys start your journeys at 3. And it is just such a beautiful way to open your bodies, open your minds. I love that the women after, so many are like, what just happened?
Yeah.
What was that? Because if you've never really had a sound bath and the way that the music and everything just fills the space and you can feel it. I mean, we are mostly water, right? So to feel that vibration in your body, I mean, just where your mind can go, the things that it can experience, it's so super profound. So I'm so glad that you got to meet her and that she got to offer her gifts up and that you were there to be able to receive them with such an open heart. So yay. Yay, universe, for bringing Hummingbird into our lives, right? Like she was actually on the interest list, and I saw that she wrote sound healer, and she's been meaning to come. She's finally going to come now to the one in July, but it just didn't work out for her to come yet. And I thought, well, can you still come and can you come and do what you do? Otherwise it's me with a singing bowl. You know, like I mean, I can kind of play one, but it's not the same. It is not the same. All right, Miss April, what about you? Something that surprised you on your journey or at the retreat in general? And then what healing modality did you love?
So just to piggyback on Shayla and the sound bath, Hummingbird was incredible. I am a lover of sound baths, and she was incredible. But I have to say that I absolutely loved, even though I was so hesitant, I absolutely freaking loved going into the water. I have worked with a water healer before, and that's beautiful medicine. But walking into that water with you leading and the ladies with me, encouraging me, wow, like I felt like that was the moment I broke open. That was the moment. My feet were killing me. They were hurting me because the water was so cold, and you were, super encouraging to stay in as long as we could. And I could have stayed in longer. And it was just a beautiful moment of surrender. And I think that one of the biggest learnings I had in my journey was I had to come there to die only to be born again. Like that is, I saw the color purple everywhere, and I looked up the color purple today, and I don't want to pull up my phone, but I think it mentions about courage, and it also symbolizes like death and mourning, and that's what happened to me. Like I died and I was born again only to see things so clear, so beautiful. And I'm so glad that happened. I'm so glad. I am so glad that the universe led me there. I'm so glad that throughout my grief, I was trying to find something to help me. And I I feel like my son, if it weren't, and I know this sounds crazy because I would give anything to have him here today, but I remember in my journey saying, this is why he chose you.
Mm-hmm.
He chose you because he knew the traumas that were gonna unfold in your life or that had already unfolded. He knew, and he knew that it's such a hard thing to say, but I feel it. It's like he knew that his dying, and I've never said that word out loud about him, but that his dying would lead me to Seaside, Oregon with Eva and these other three incredible ladies, and that I would die only to be born again. And I'm not talking in a religious sense at all. I'm just talking about putting all of those things to rest
Mm-hmm.
that just held me under for so long. And so that is my biggest takeaway, is that I went there to die and to live my best life thereafter. Like that. That's it. That's it. That was it.
I love it. Thank you so much for sharing that.
You know,
It means a lot.
yeah.
You definitely went through an experience. Yours was definitely the most challenging as far as from an outside perspective. You know,
Yeah.
sometimes I have retreats where every single woman, when we go in and check and see how you're doing, and they're like, yeah, I'm great. You know, put the eye shade back on. They just are in their journey and it's all la-di-da. And for some, it is challenging to surrender, to let
You know,
go of what you've held on to for so freaking long. Like you want to let go of it. And you
yeah.
just need that extra love that you're going to be okay to put it down.
Yeah. It was truly a moment of purging. Like, I mean, I was a hot mess. Thank God that Paige cleaned my nose, and, you know, because if I'd have woke, it was a hot mess. But I definitely went through it, and I had a thought in my head, and it just went away. I'm sorry, but yeah,
The
just
fact that you
beauty.
like want to do it again. Most people don't want to do it again anytime soon. They really want to sit with the experience.
Mhm.
What makes you want, like you were like, okay, next month or 2 months. How long do I
Yeah,
have to wait? So what is it about your experience that makes you want to go back again? And as challenging as it was.
because I know there's more. I feel like this first journey was the messy, the hard, the dark. I feel like, and I'm telling the house, 1910, creaky wood floors. I heard, and I know it sounds crazy, but it's not. It was so the medicine. I could feel and sense that he was so close by because, again, my journey was to try to see my son because I want to feel him. I want to see him again. And I could hear him walking down the hall. And I believe that I heard his voice one time crack the door open, stick his head in, but I wouldn't look at the door. But I knew he was there, and he said, "Is she ready?" And I don't know that anyone was in the room with me, but I heard the voice say, "No, she's not ready." But it was so close to being ready. But there was just so much work that needed to happen. I mean, I grieved breakups from years ago
Mm-hmm.
that I didn't even know I was still holding on to. I didn't know I was holding on to the pain that was so deep. But I think I had to clean some of that out so that the next time I go on this journey, I do believe that I will see his face. I'll be prepared to see his face. I believe that's probably why I haven't been able to connect. Because there's just too much murky. There was just too much murky, dark, messy stuff that needed to be purged. I literally purged all of it. And so another journey, if I'm welcome back for another journey, I'm so open for it. I know what I was going to say. I was so afraid that I was going to do something wrong, right? Like, meaning, like, I thought there was a certain way to experience this journey. And I remember after coming to and thinking, shoot, like, was that supposed to happen? Was it supposed to be that messy and that intense? And it was intense, but I would laugh my butt off and cry while I'm laughing. And there were moments of pure bliss where I was so excited, like, this is my new life, everybody. But I just want to say for individuals, women or men who are thinking, thinking about taking the journey, and then you get there and you're like, gosh, like, what am I, we talk about setting intentions, and the breath work and leaning into it and not trying to figure it all out at once. That was really hard to not try to do. I remember I kept asking, like, what do you want me to know? But really it was just surrender, let it flow, right? Just go and flow. But I was so afraid when I woke up. I'm like, man, was it supposed to be like that? Like, did I mess up? Was taking the earphones off the wrong thing to do? Was taking the eye mask off the wrong thing to do? But I have to tell you that I felt so much comfort in knowing that my journey was my journey. I didn't make a mistake along the way. Taking off my headphones, I don't think ruined it for me. Taking off my eye mask, I don't think ruined it for me. And I remember I was quite scared of that. But I don't think there's a right or wrong way other than to surrender, like you encouraged us all, and just to be open to the medicine. And again, Linda touched on the integration and the support of you ladies afterward. Like, and I know we'll have this continued support and bond and love for each other. Like, it just helps it all the more. It's just fantastic. So about going back, I know there's more, and I know it's going to be even more incredible than this time. I know it. It's like the veil has been lifted, and I want so much more. Yeah, so grateful. So much gratitude.
I love it. Okay, so final, kind of wrapping it up here, final questions. Who do you think, in your mind, who is this journey for? So if someone is sitting on the other end and they're wondering, should I do this? Should I not? What advice do you have for them? And Shayla, I'm going to start with you this time.
Oh, crap.
Yeah, you get to go first, girl.
My instinct is that anybody that's questioning anything in life, okay, if you're wondering what's out there, or you're wondering, is this really all it is? A societal construct of go to work and pay our bills, and no, okay, there's more out there, and you've got to go search and get it. And it's right there. And I know it's scary. It can be very scary, but it will just, like April said, it will lift the veil. That's all it does. It lifts the veil. It doesn't change you. It doesn't make you into a different person. It just lifts the veil, and there's hope in that, and there's peace, and it's just, the world's a lot more beautiful now, and it's just 100 pounds has been lifted off, and because there's so much more now. Like, you can see how there's just so much more in the world now. So that's my instinct. I didn't get to think about it.
That's beautiful. Okay, so now what for you? Shayla? Like, so much more. What is your now more? What are you so excited about moving forward?
I talked to my lawyer today, and I'm going to go have a meeting with him this week, and we're going to just kind of look at some things that I can do here. So in Oklahoma.
Wow.
Yay.
I got the chills. I'm so excited for you.
I know.
Yes. I'm so excited for you too.
Wow. I have the chills from that, Shayla. That's incredible.
I think it was Wednesday or whatever. You're like, you just got to go home and start doing stuff. And that's all I've done since I got home. It's just been, like I said, I'm leaping into stuff now. And if it's wrong, it's wrong. It's a mistake. I'll learn. If it's not, it's right. It's going to be what it's going to be. So
there's medicine and all of it. Wow. I have the chills. That's incredible. Yeah. I'm so excited for you, Shayla.
I know.
Yeah, there's so many women and men all around the world, right? But especially here in the States. And if you can find a way with whatever that might look like to help integrate in these modalities, do it, girl, because the world is hurting and they need Shayla's. So I'm so excited for you.
Me too.
Thank you so much for being a part of this and for being willing to do the hard work, for saying I need to work out my own stuff before I go become a healer in the world.
Yes.
Really saying no, my intention is to Dante Inferno. I'm going down to the depths, because most people are just kind of I just want like something nice, or I just want to feel love, or, but you were like, no, I'm going in, I'm working it all out so that I can emerge ready to serve. And I really see that in you. And I love that and honor it. And I can't wait to be a support for you, and in whatever way, however. So
I know. Thank you.
yay, Shayla. Okay, let's go to Linda. Linda, what about you?
So what am I going to do moving forward? Is that the
What do
question?
you do moving forward, and who is this for? Like, who would you say, like, if you are blah, 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 this retreat would be a great experience for you?
If you are questioning where you're at in your life, and I think for me, I've been questioning forever and looking for something. Always felt like I wasn't quite in the right place, and I kept looking for the right place. And this experience has helped me figure out what my place is. And my place is everywhere. I can do anything. I am brave and strong, a lot stronger than I thought I was, to be honest. I mean, I think I even said that a few times. I didn't realize I was that strong. Yeah, it's exciting. Now I know I can do anything. And I think all of the women would probably agree with me that you come out of this knowing that you don't have to be frightened. The fear is gone.
I love that. Okay, and what's next? What are you so excited about now?
Gosh, that's one of the things that I think amazes me is that I haven't quit painting since I left. And I've always loved to paint, but I think maybe some art therapy is in my future. I think I would love to be an art therapist, and I think that's kind of the direction that I'm headed.
And your stuff is so beautiful. I wish I had it right next to me so that I could show. It's like over there sitting. I love it. I love that. I've had women say that either they've never touched art before. We didn't even talk about that in this part yet, right? But they've never touched art, or they haven't in a really long time. And that last night when we're just all sitting there and you guys were all in your painting and working on your stuff, I mean, it was just like a family just talking and hanging out and working, and everything that you guys created was so amazing and beautiful and so unique to you and your journey and your experience. And you could tell that you really put your heart and soul into your pieces. So I'm so grateful that that's rekindled for you, and and here you are, like, wanting to get into that space. I love that.
Thank you. I'm excited about it.
A little Etsy shop at least.
Yeah. Good stuff.
All right, April, what about you?
So I was thinking about who I would absolutely encourage or who would be good for. And I would say that anyone who has had their identity tangled up in someone else and what society says things should be. I know I've been dependent on a lot of individuals in my lifetime. I know I've lost my identity by being, pouring myself into other people and their problems. But my thing is that if you're lost, feeling like without purpose, no direction, and just your identity, I've had so many failed relationships and my identity was caught up in all of them. And then losing my son on top of it, you can best believe that my identity was like, who the hell are you? So anyone struggling with that, I would say I highly encourage you to take this trip and take this journey with Eva and, those that help her out. You'll come out you won't even look at yourself the same anymore. It's beautiful. Yeah. So if you want to know who you are, the medicine will show you.
And what's next for you?
You already know, girl.
You're moving to Oregon.
My experience there, the journey told me that this was home. Well, not where I'm at right now, but where I will be. The journey told me, the medicine told me that Seaside, Oregon was my home. I got to stay a little longer with some amazing women that I met through the retreat. And I got to explore. And I've been in contact with a realtor And my next step, I got a number for the lender today, and I'm going to give him a call tomorrow and either get out there and just rent a place and find a job and let whoever sell this house for me. But yeah, I'm going. It's a little scary, but then I'm like, no. Get out of your head, girl. Let it flow. So yeah.
Aired
Yeah.
up a year or so too.
I'll be waiting for you.
Oh, good.
I'll be waiting for you.
I love that. It was really very clear for you, April, that you could have any life that you wanted. And I think that was the message. Like, you can create whatever life you want. I feel like you all kind of felt that way or could see that, like just kind of empties out all the stuff you're holding on to so you can create whatever you want. And for you, in your heart was moving just somewhere, right? Getting away from the stuckness of where you've been for so long and the patterns that you've been in, and a fresh start somewhere. And why the heck not up there? It's so beautiful and open, and the ocean, you just loved it so much. I mean, that was one of your most favorite parts, of course, to be able to connect that way. So
yeah, good stuff. Good medicine, great friends, great retreat. Oh my gosh. Like, I'm ready.
I love it. Okay. Any final thoughts from anyone? And did I not ask anything? Is there anything on your heart that you're thinking, I should say this? Speak now or forever hold your peace.
I'm just going to say, if you're thinking about it and if you're drawn to it, do it.
Yep.
Yeah. So happy you did.
Yeah, you will be so happy and you will feel so light after. As heavy as the work may be, because it was heavy for me, but I still feel so light and so full of hope. Like Shayla said, like just hope-filled, driven, courageous. Like, I'm just ready. Yeah, do it. Don't even second guess yourself. Just do it.
Do it.
Nike says, just do it.
I love it. Thank you, ladies, so much. Wait, say that again, Linda.
Nike's in Oregon. It's appropriate.
Oh my gosh, I didn't know that.
It's true. It is. I think they're having
there you go. They just keep showing up.
Yeah.
All the signs.
I love it. Thank you, ladies, so much for being willing to come on and share your stories and your testimonies and being so open to whoever might see this. I love you all. It is an honor and privilege to know you, to have you in my life. I know we will be connected forever. I cannot wait for a reunion trip, or just like go to Oklahoma and hang out, there, or whatever we might do. I don't know. Like, I feel like, yes, like the sisterhood that is formed out of these retreats. And I've seen it time and time again. You guys just happen to really have that bond, like even like leveled up. And I don't know what was different about it. That's my homework to do. Like, how did this happen, universe? Did I just get lucky? Or can we just keep finding these women who are just so ready to open up and connect? And I think maybe that's just part of it, is that you were all just so willing to open your hearts. And if everyone who comes is like, I'm just going to give it 100% and see what happens, maybe this would be how every retreat would end, where everyone would just feel so especially connected. Not that they haven't before, but man, all y'all bond is like, woo, I love it. It fills me with so much joy. So thank you.
Thank you, Eva.
Mwah.
Love it. All right. Thanks everyone for joining us, for listening in.
I'll talk to you guys in a bit.
Yeah.
There's the Flow Life Retreat, flowliferetreat.com. I'll put the link down below if you need it or aren't seeing it somewhere. Thank you, ladies, so much. I appreciate you. And I'll see you in the text message stream probably in just like a few minutes. So
Love you all.
Love you guys. Thank you, Eva.